Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And if you clicked on this particular video, you are probably caring for an aging parent or a loved one. And then maybe you're looking for some tips, maybe you're looking for some encouragement, some guidance. And I'm really glad that you clicked on this video. I would love to share with you my own personal experience on the subject. And I hope that you'll be able to walk away from this video with some really good information. I am a baby boomer, so my mom is 97 and I'm 69. So, some people would consider me aging. So, but I'm taking care of her. And a lot of us are living longer lives, thank goodness, thank the Lord. And our parents are living longer lives. So it's becoming more and more important for us to be able to handle being, caring for our families, our children, our grandchildren, and on top of that, our aging parents. And so, again, I'm going to give you my 10, I guess, top tips of what I've experienced. And again, I hope that you'll be able to get something out of this video. And here we go. Figure out where it is that they're going to live. If you're lucky enough to still have both of your parents, that obviously is going to be a huge decision because is one parent healthier than the other? Can one take care of the other? What's the situation? In my particular situation, my mom lives alone, and my dad we lost in 1998. And so it's been over 20 years that she's lived on her own, and she's extremely strong-willed and independent. So for us, it was sort of a no-brainer that we knew that mom was going to want to remain in her own home. Having said that, she has had some health issues. She had a couple of mini strokes. She broke her wrist, and she most recently had a fall and fractured her hip. Now, all of those setbacks, she did end up moving in with me and my husband, and stayed with us for a short amount of time until we got her back on her feet. Then she very much wanted to go back to her home, and you have to, you have to listen to what it is that they want to do, because you certainly don't want them to be unhappy or go downhill. So you want to respect their wishes. So we went ahead and let her go back home. She does live in a one-floor house, so there are no steps, which is awesome. And we, wanted to make her as comfortable and as happy as we could. So in our situation, she is living back at home. I can go over probably later on in the other tips leading up to everything that happened up to that point. But for now, suffice it to say that she is living at her home alone. Now, I wish someone had shared this with me early on, but if you are thinking about getting paid for caring for your loved one, there are government programs and state-run programs that will do that. Now, if your loved one is living in their home and you want to get paid for caring for them, you have to do a few things. First, you have to apply in Pennsylvania, for medical assistance. You have to be able to qualify for medical assistance. Once you do, then you have to apply for what's called the voucher program. And that is where they come out and they assess the situation, and they tell you how many hours they feel that they're going to need this help, and they will be willing to pay you for those hours. So I thought I was going to be able to take those hours, schedule them during the week between watching my grandkids, helping my kids, working for my husband, and all the other things that I do. And just, at the end of the week, give them my hours. And that's not the way it works. The way it works is they put you on a specific schedule. So if you have a lot of balls in the air like I do, and you are being tugged in a lot of different directions, it may be difficult to commit to specific hours of care. That was the problem that I particularly ran into. If that's not an issue for you, then go for it. Yeah, you can definitely be paid for watching your loved ones. Just know going in, you will be clocking in, clocking out on specific hours, and you can't really veer too much off of away from that. So it just didn't work in my situation. Now, if your parent or loved one is living with you in your home, it would make it a whole lot easier to get paid for it, because then the hours are going to be easier to deal with because you're living in, in your own home. So that's what I found out about getting paid for watching your loved one. So again, I kind of wish I knew that ahead of time, but I hope that helps in your decision making as to whether or not you will be able to, you know, take advantage of those kinds of programs. Okay, guys. Number 9, visit often as you can. Do a lot of FaceTime. Make sure she keeps in contact with her grandchildren. Make sure she sees their faces. It's going to bring her so much joy. Um, Make sure you have meals together with her when you do visit. I mean, us as humans, when we get together with family, friends, whatever, it's always usually around a meal. So I really try to make sure that the days that I go and visit with my mom, take care of her, we have some type of meal together. She really, really enjoys that. So try to have meals together. So, number 8, talk to them. That may sound silly or like a no brainer, but the truth of the matter is, when you look at your aging parent or loved one, they're the same person inside that they've always been. Just because they're getting older and maybe they're looking frail, you look at them differently. But the truth of the matter is, they're the same person on the inside. They still have the same personality, the same feelings. And you just kind of have to remember that. And one of the things my mom loves to talk about is her past. I mean, if you have a parent that's, lived through the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, she's lived through the Great Depression and so many other, unbelievable times in her life. And now she's living through this pandemic. So it's pretty amazing. And believe me, they have stories. They have lots of stories from their past, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to them tell their stories of the past. And a lot of times, as we age, a lot of people retain their long-term memory really well, and it's the short-term memory that starts to go. So hopefully your loved one still has their long-term memory, and you can have some really fascinating conversations with them. Talk to them about their views on the present. What do they think about the current state of affairs? What do they think about, what do they think about the pandemic? How do they feel about technology? What do they think about the politics? Whatever it is that's going to stimulate conversation, you need to talk to them about that as well. And, talk about their favorite things, and looking forward to the future, regardless of what their age is. We all look forward to the future. We all live with hopes and dreams. And her dream is to live to be 100. So hey, that's a pretty good dream to have. And it's just a lot of fun. So make sure you keep the conversation going. Don't ever think because they look like they're tired or they're maybe they are looking sickly that they don't want to talk. Believe me, they want to talk. And once you get them opened up to conversation, you're going to see that their eyes they're just going to wake up. Their personality is just going to wake up, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. So that is my tip number 8. Okay, so number 7, the great balancing act. If you are in your 60s and you might even be retired, but if you're not, you might even still be working. And if you're balancing your life with your job and or your career, as well as your children and your grandchildren and your husband, like I am, all of the above, then yeah, it gets pretty crazy trying to balance everything and then throw in the mix caring for an aging parent. So you have to make sure that you have good time management, because without that, you might go a little crazy. Make sure that you have a lot of your time. Look at the week ahead. I'm pretty good with time management, so I do plan out my whole week ahead, and I want to make sure that I have specific hours that I'm going to dedicate to my mom, and that's going down, making sure her meds are all up to date, making sure that her food is, in the refrigerator. I have all of her meals, planned out for the week, and obviously just spending time with her, but her hygiene, making sure she's showered, all of those things while still managing my own life. So time management is huge. If you want to try to make this work, make sure that you plan out your week as best you can, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. If you feel overwhelmed, don't just push forward, because what'll happen is you'll just end up, burning yourself out. So if you need some help and you need to ask some friends or family to do things for you here and there, it's okay, and don't feel guilty, because you're doing the best that you can. So as long as we're doing the best we can, and we're keeping them happy and healthy and safe, that's really all you can ask for. Number 6 would be make sure they're getting plenty of physical exercise. When I go to visit my mom, I try to get her up and walking, even if it's just in the house from the front door to the back door, sitting down and doing maybe some leg raises with her, keeping her muscles strong. Because after 70, especially, muscles really start to deteriorate. And that's why so many elderly people are confined to wheelchairs, because of the weakness in the muscles. So keep your loved one as physically active as you possibly can. I know with COVID it's hard to go many places, but if you can take them outside for a short walk, even with a walker or a cane and the weather's permitting, that's the best thing that you can do for your loved one. Definitely, definitely keep them physically active. Oh my goodness! September, when did she have the stroke? September, October, November, December. Well, like what? Couple of months later. Woo! Oh my God. Okay, let's see it. Walking without the walker.
I don't want no walker.
No walker. This is the power of the mind. This is how the power of the mind works. 97 years old. No walker. Completely recovered from a broken hip with surgery. She's going to touch her toes. Woo! 97, 98 in August. Nice. Nice. This is the power of the mind. If you want it, you will have it. God bless her. Okay, walk back to me, Mama. So number 5 is make sure you have safety measures put in place for your loved one. Everything from, handicap bars, getting in and out of the shower, to cameras throughout the house so that you can keep your eye on them, to the medical alert bracelets. All those types of things are really, really helpful, and go a long way when it comes to keeping your loved ones safe. And by the way, the camera system that I use, I got from Amazon, and you really there it's just it's amazing. I can look on my phone anytime, day or night, and I can see my mom, make sure that she's okay. It even has an audio feature, so I can turn the microphone on and I can hear her. I can even hear what TV program she's watching. I do get alerts a lot. I get them often. Even if she just walks into a room, I get an alert. And so if you don't mind that, I mean, that can be, if it bothers you, that might be a little bit annoying, but I'd rather get all the alerts than none at all. So God forbid she fell or something, I would get an immediate alert. And it's all through the day and all through the night. And the best part is, you go onto Amazon, find yourself a nice little system. Make sure you have Wi-Fi in the house. I did have to get her Wi-Fi. She only had cable and phone. So with the Wi-Fi connection, with my phone, I could be anywhere, literally anywhere, and go ahead and check in on my mom. So, and there's no monthly fee with that type of system. It doesn't call 911 for you if she falls. It's not like that, but it does keep you in contact and able to see your loved one at all times. So make sure you have a system in place, and whether it be neighbors and things like that, make sure you have those people sort of on call, so that if there was to be an emergency, you're going to call 911, but you want to make sure that you have other people. Make sure one of the neighbors has a key to the house, in case they need to get into the house. So all those things are really good in keeping your loved ones safe. Number 4, don't try to incorporate too much change. Your loved one is probably very set in their ways, and they're not going to like too much change coming into their life. Just to give you an example, my mom's hearing is really, really bad. So I went and bought her a phone system that I thought would be great. It's made for the elderly. It has an audio boost so she can hear the conversation. After installing the whole phone system in her house, getting rid of the old one, putting the new one in, I had her try it a couple of times. Just the fact that she had to push that auto boost button, she was not feeling it. And she made me remove the entire phone system, send it back because she wanted her old one, even though the other one helped with the hearing, she just could not get used to the change. And so, and that's just one example. So don't drive yourself crazy or drive your loved ones or your parent crazy with trying to incorporate too much change. They're just not going to want the change. So just a little tip about that. My number 3 tip is be silly. Be silly. Just laugh. Have fun. Tell jokes. Be ridiculous. Make them laugh. You know, it's just going to make what you're doing so much more enjoyable. And, you know, try not to watch too much news. Try not to talk about too many things that are depressing. You want to keep everything light and funny. And you know what? I try to incorporate that into most of my life or other areas of life, because if you don't laugh, then you'll probably go crazy. So especially in these crazy times, you want to keep the levity. So don't be afraid to be silly with your mom or your dad, and just make them laugh, tell them jokes, whatever it takes. Just keep the levity going and keep the laughter and the humor in everything that you do. Number 2, please take care of yourself. You're really no good to anyone else unless you're good. Make sure you keep yourself nourished, eat the right foods, get plenty of sleep, good sleep, get some exercise. Really, really take good care of yourself. If you are on your way to your mom's and you're running late and you think, oh, I'll just run by McDonald's and get a burger, don't do that. Take the time, make yourself a nice lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever. If you try to cut corners by, grabbing some fast food and in the end you end up feeling crappy, you're not going to be much good to anyone. So take the time to take really good care of yourself. It's super important. And also take the time to pamper yourself. Go get those nails done, get a pedicure, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Just make sure that you make time for that, because, you have to take care of yourself. You are number 1. And if you're going to do a good job, then you have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to be in good health. So it's really, really important that you take care of number 1, which should be you. Just like putting the mask on yourself before you put it on the children when you're in an airplane. It's sort of the same kind of thing, I guess. I don't know, but I just think it's really, really important that you take care of yourself. And I've seen it happen too many times where people just, you try to be everything to everyone, and I'm guilty of that as well. I try to do the same thing, and I end up suffering for it. My health ends up suffering for it. So I try to keep reminding myself, just like I'm saying to you guys, that it's really, really important that you take care of yourself. So make sure that you do that. And finally, the number 1 thing is just to do the best that you can, and just don't feel guilty of falling short or feeling that you're falling short. You are doing an awesome job, and you are doing the best that you can, and that's really all anybody could ask. Get the meds, make sure the meds are in line, make sure the meals are planned, make sure that her doctor's appointments are, scheduled and on time, make sure the food is there, all the things that you need to do, and while actually keeping her mental state good with conversation and just bringing everything in there with love. And the other thing is, stay in the moment. Definitely stay in the moment in life in general, but especially when you're caring for your loved one, just be present. Really be present and really enjoy that time that you're having together. Don't think about anything else or what I did yesterday or what I need to do when I go home. Try to be present and try to just live in that moment and really enjoy their company and get out of it everything that you can. Thing I wanted to mention is forgiveness. Um, we all have our issues, baggage, whatever you want to call it, and with loved ones, with parents, with whoever, uh, you got to just forgive and move on. And if there were any issues uh, in the past with your loved one, just got to let it go. It's in the past. It's done. It's over. Let's move forward. Let's be happy. And forgiveness it's a beautiful thing. So try to look beyond it, and if there is an issue, if not, that's wonderful too. But just do everything with kindness, with love. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some inspiration. And I would love to read your comments if you're going through a time like this right now in your life. I would love to open up some conversation. I would love to know how you're dealing with things. And I would love to answer any questions that you might have that I might be able to answer. So please leave me your comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. My channel is very diverse. I do beauty videos, I do nutritional recipes, I do some cooking, and I do product reviews, and I do lifestyle. So just a really diverse channel. So if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next week in the next go around. And have a safe and happy and healthy day. Bye.